I analyzed 1,500 videos to finally figure out if community posts are a great way to grow on YouTube. It's common advice for new YouTubers to frequently upload these community posts in order to get more views. This hack was first published by a great YouTube channel called The Spiffing Brit. The hack the Spiffing Brit found can be visualized as something like this. People go and see your videos. Some of these people that see your videos will be then shown your community post. If these viewers then take action on the community post, for example, they comment or they like or they vote on a poll, they would then be more likely to be recommended another video by you. If they then choose to watch that other video, you basically get more views. So more views leads to more posts leads to more engagement leads to more impressions, and more impressions leads to more views. That's the hack, that's the theory. What the Spiffing Brit found is that the posts that are most likely to be engaged with are polls, because people would vote on polls even if they wouldn't like or comment. Okay, so this is the theory, but I wanted to see if it actually works. Is this a good way to grow your channel? What I did is I took a lot of channels belonging to 3 different niches. The first niche is the game dev, people that are actually posting videos about how they're developing their own video game. The second niche is travel vlogs, and the third niche is tutorials. People explaining how to do video editing, because I wanted to check if community posts maybe work for one niche but then do not work for another niche. What you can see here in this code is just after I already had these channels from the 3 different niches, I would get all of the posts by this channel and I would get things like the engagement on the post. I also took all of the videos published in the last 12 months and checked how many views they had. But I filtered out shorts and live streams because I wanted to compare apples to apples. Shorts and live streams, they work very differently. They don't rely that heavily on impressions and click-through on thumbnails. I only took long-form content. After I ran all this code, what you basically got is the data that you're seeing here. We have different channels, the ID, the niche that they belong to, the handle. This is how many posts they published, and this is whether these posts had videos, do they have image, how many views in total across how many videos. So what did I find? Can you use it on your channel as this kind of hack to speed your growth on YouTube, to grow faster, to get more views and more subscribers? See, here is the 3 different niches, and you can see what percentage of the channels actually posted community posts. In all cases, it's above 50%, which means the feature is pretty highly adopted. Even in theory, the hack is not that you just publish lots of community posts and then you get views. You have to go through the step of engagement. On this chart, what you can see, each point represents a channel. And you can see the channels that had a lot of engagements tended to do better in terms of views. There is this correlation between getting high engagement on your post and getting high views on your videos. Another way to represent this idea is with this chart. It basically takes all of the channels, it looks at how much engagement did they have on their post at the average engagement that each channel had, and it then looks at buckets of percentage. So what you see here is the top 10% in terms of engagement. They're just doing way better in terms of views than all the other buckets that come after them. This is a very natural long tail distribution that you'll see, because usually in creative outcomes like videos, books, songs, whatever, you have very few of the creations that are getting an outsized results. What is interesting, and you're barely seeing it because the long tail is just so close to the x-axis, the people that haven't posted at all, they are doing, in terms of views, almost as well as the people around the 8th or the 7th bucket here. The people that are getting the least engagements on their posts are really not benefiting at all, as opposed to people that haven't posted. Now, some of you might jump out of your chairs right now. You probably already writing some stuff on the comment section. If you're not outraged, just wait for a second with me and try to tell me, why am I stupid? This is the theory. People watch your videos, they are then exposed to your post, they engage with your post, they are then exposed to other videos and they watch the videos. People that come to your post are already people that have seen your videos before. So it makes a lot of sense that there would be a correlation between the views and the post. The question is, what comes before? Maybe this correlation just comes because people that watch your videos are then the people that are shown your post, meaning there's no causality. The engagement on the posts are not really driving more views to your videos. In order to get that causality, we're going to do it before and after. I looked at all the channels and I then filtered out, obviously, all the ones that have never posted. And out of these videos, what did their views look like before they started posting? And what did their views look like after they started posting? What I got is this chart here. Each dot here represents a channel. And what you can see is the percentage of difference, the change that happened before and after they started publishing community posts. If you see here the 0%, there just hasn't been any change in terms of the views. All of these dots below the 0% lines are channels that are doing worse than they did before, and then all of the ones at the top are the ones that are doing better. I could have showed you just a simple number that says, hey, there's no correlation, but I really wanted you to see how noisy this chart is, so you get the sense of there really isn't statistically significant signal here. When I first saw this chart, I was somewhat disappointed because I thought there should be something there. I definitely did expect to see a maybe 10% increase in terms of views, 20%, like something modest. The theory does make sense, right? People are exposed to your posts, people that are not necessarily subscribed to your channel, then they come and they watch more videos. Why wouldn't it work? So when I saw this chart, I kind of scratched my head. But then what I did is I basically came back to the fundamentals of it. One way to think of it is not as this circle, because that's how things should be, but to think of it as a funnel, where each step of the funnel you have people that you're kind of losing. These are just the different steps you have. Right? Out of all the people that have watched your videos, what percentage of them will actually be exposed to your community post? And I took 30% here, and throughout this funnel, you'll see I try to be very generous because I'm trying to prove a point. I'm trying to take the most optimistic assumption that I can possibly have about each step of the funnel. Let's say 30% of anyone watching your video will actually see your community post. The next step would be how many people that have seen your post would actually engage with it. I can tell you that from the data, what I'm seeing, it's well below 1%. I'm being very generous. You probably know it from your engagement on your videos. Just how that you get way more views than you get comments or likes. 10% is, again, incredibly generous. How many people would actually see an impression of one of your other videos? I chose to be extremely optimistic and say it's 100%, meaning if you engaged on the poll or on the community post of someone, you are guaranteed to be exposed to the next video. You should take into consideration that some of the people that have gotten to this step, they have seen your community post and they have engaged with it. Some of them are your subscribers or are likely to get recommended another video for many other reasons because of their watch habit. So these should actually be discounted. I'm not discounting anything. I'm saying 100% of the people that actually will be exposed to another video viewers, they actually need to actively decide to click on it. So I don't know, you probably know better than me what is your click-through rate. I chose 10%, which is, again, very solid. If we assume this is the funnel, a channel that has, say, 5,000 views can basically expect to get 15 more views if they would publish a community post, which is an uplift of 0.3%. If you're someone that gets 5,000 views on an average video, and I can tell you I have this hack that would give you 15 more views, you're probably not getting out of bed for 15 more views, right? And that is why I think community post will not save your channel. I don't think it has a very big impact, both in the statistical data that we have seen across many channels, but you can also see in, I would say, the theoretical data. The math isn't there. You wouldn't see an outsized impact by communities, even if we play with the numbers here and be very optimistic. This just won't lead to many views. Now, some of you might be thinking, okay, but the whole hack is using polls, right? Polls have all this high engagement. I looked at the data from all the polls and all the votes, and it's true, their engagement on polls is much higher than other types of posts. However, even if you look at the engagement of the people that have voted on a poll, the median amount of votes on a poll would be somewhere around 500, which sounds like a lot, but you should also consider that some of the people that have been posting these polls are really large channels that get lots of engagement. And if you think about it through the lens that we've just seen, 500 interactions on a post would lead to 100% of them would be shown a video of yours, and then 10% of them would actually click on it. So that means that of the 500 people that have actually voted on the poll, maybe 50, you'll get 50 more views. Getting the 500 on a poll that you post is not easy. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but this is what I found in the data. The good news is that you can take this time and energy and channel it to kind of making better videos that work.